So this is our last masterclass of the day, and it's going to be slightly different because it's going to be first a keynote and then it's going to be a Q&A fireside chat as well. So I'm going to welcome Tinuke. Tinuke. Getting paranoid. So we actually had a great chat at the beginning of the day. It had a lot in common because I think both got 3 businesses. So the juggle is real. However, you also have children, which I don't. So I don't know how you do it. And you've got some really inspirational businesses that we talked about this morning, which I know that you're going to share with the audience. But you're highly experienced at building and growing businesses, and you've won pitch competitions and recently won £4,000 cash grant, and you're also experiencing accessing alternative finance as a Black founder. So I'm so interested today to hear how you've built these 3 very diverse businesses and hopefully inspire those people wanting to grow and how to access funding. So big welcome.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. They've saved the best till last, so bear with me. My name's Tinuke, and I'm so pleased to be here today. I'm going to be talking to you about pitching and alternative financing, alternative funding. So hands up, who here has ever pitched before? Yay, 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 yay. Okay, perfect. So we've got a few seasoned professionals. But yeah, I'd love to talk to you about pitching, the importance of pitching, and also how you can get some money that's not just VC, because I feel like when you start off, on your business journey, everyone just thinks it's VC funding and angel investing, and there's actually so many other different options out there as well. So who am I? I am a mum of 2, and I often get asked, how do you do it all? I don't know, but yeah, it's raising kids is literally a job in itself, but I do have 2 amazing kids, and I feel like becoming a mum is actually what started all of these businesses. Before, I used to work in HR. I had quite a successful career there, but after becoming a mum, my son has additional needs, and so I did have to quit my job and pursue business full time, hence the 3 businesses. I'm not crazy. So I'm the founder of Learning with Ez, and we specialize in diverse educational resources for babies and toddlers because I believe that representation matters for all. And also I'm the co-founder of 5 Times More. So I'm not sure if you've heard of the fact that Black women in the UK are 5 times more likely to die during pregnancy, childbirth, and the 6-week period after. Well, I campaign about that as well. So we are very passionate about changing and highlighting this fact because you can't change something that you don't know about. So that's another thing that I do. Last year I completed an incubator program, and I'm about to complete an accelerator program for female founded businesses just to fill that information gap. I've never run a business before this, so now I'm running 3. And I'm also quite passionate about mums in business because I feel like women in business is a totally different ballgame, but once you're a mum, it's almost like, if I have 2 to 3 hours a day of solid work, what do I need to be doing? Because oftentimes you'll find that you only have 2 or 3 hours of good work. And so how do you juggle all of that? So yeah, that's a little bit about me. And as I said, we'll be talking about, the first part will be about pitching. The second part will be about some alternative funding options. So as mentioned, I've actually won 2 pitch competitions in the past couple of months, and I'm really proud of that. Actually, I'm a solo founder. The first time, so in this picture, I didn't initially win, and I just wanted to point out that I think it's really good to share and be authentic, like it's been said before, your journey and how it doesn't always work out. So this is my first pitch competition, first in-person pitch competition, and I was really nervous. I'm normally quite a confident person. I can chat for England, and I was feeling like, really good I'm confident about my product, but I think I was just really scared and nervous on the day, and everyone else that went in front of me was just so amazing. I was the last one, and I just kind of I kind of had a panic attack, and I don't think I did really well. I was really nervous. I missed out half of what I wanted to say, and actually, yeah, I thought I didn't do a great job. And to be fair, I didn't win the one of the main prizes, one of the main cash prizes. But I did end up winning something today, which I think was amazing. So I got the audience choice, and they said some of the feedback was the fact that my passion shone through. So I asked someone, oh my God, did you vote for me? And what happened? Like, why did you vote for me? She was like, you know what? I could tell you were a little bit nervous, but your passion and your energy really shone through, and we really understood why you're so passionate about this business. So I ended up winning a go-to-market strategy with a leading marketing company. So we've spoken about my marketing for the next 6 months. And I think that's amazing as a small business owner, because marketing is just not a strong point of mine. So that was really good. And on this picture, that's when I won the 4K non-equity cash grant. And obviously, I'd done a few competitions in between then, tried to practice, tried to get better, tried to get stronger. And yeah, I ended up winning 4K, and the feedback was amazing out of 5 other small businesses that pitched. And the feedback, I was the only person that got like full top marks, so A-star for me. Thank you very much. But I went in and I was really confident, and I think that's because I had been practicing. So I'd love to share some of those tips with you today. And the first one is practice makes perfect. Yes, that's very, very cliche, but it really does, especially in terms of pitching. So I think it's important to make sure that you are refining your message. If you do something over and over again, you're able to clarify what you want to say. You're able to really refine what you need to say, so you can make it clear for the audience and the investors exactly what your business is about and what you're trying to do. It can help boost confidence and delivery. I think part of the reason why I was so nervous the first time is because actually I hadn't pitched in person before. So the more I had practiced, the more I got better, and I won some money. So you can get confident in presenting your business idea. You can also identify your weaknesses and your strengths, and it makes you to be in a better position to answer some of those questions that the audience or the investors may have afterwards. So at the end of the pitch, you normally have like a 5 to 10 minute Q&A with the investors, and the more that you have these practice competitions or whatever it may be, you get better at anticipating what some of those questions are, and you can answer them and not feel like stuck on stage and, you know, that you can't answer it, even though, you know, you're the best person in your business to be able to answer that, but you need to be able to show that. So the more practice you get of that, it's amazing. And it helps you stand out to your competitors. Now, I feel like when in terms of like practicing pitching, it's a good idea to make sure you like go on Eventbrite and check out some pitch competitions for small businesses, or if you have any networks, or if you are part of any incubator programs and they're running those competitions. You don't necessarily have to win anything at the end, but even if you go and you're practicing, you never know who's in the room. So at the end of the 4K, when I won the 4K, there was a guy in the room who came up to me and said, oh, you know what, I really like what you do. I run another accelerator program, which I think you'd be great for. And I joined, and that's what I'm doing now. And it's led to more opportunities. And yes, it wasn't cash. Yes, it wasn't money. But actually, the accelerator program has been invaluable to helping me close that information knowledge gap in terms of being, in business for the first time. So some top tips for preparing a successful pitch. As everyone has said here, tell a story. It's important to tell a story because people connect with people. Let me just find my bearings. Give me a second. What's been your journey so far? What drives you? What motivates you? I think you have to remember that although some investors are quite harsh and they're looking for very specific criteria, they're also people, and they will connect with something in your business, in your pitch, or with you. So make sure you're telling your story so that there's that connection piece. And practice your self-confidence techniques. If I've come on the stage and I'm like, Hi everyone, I'm Tinuke, and I'm pitching that way. You're going to think you're not even confident in yourself. How are you going to be confident in your business? So visualize success, visualize winning. When I won the 4K, I remember I had the privilege of speaking to a pitch coach within the incubator program, and she kept saying, visualize success. What does it look like? What does it taste like? What does it feel like? And at first I was like, someone's a bit loopy. I mean, what do you mean visualize success? But actually, she took me through some almost CBT-like techniques where you close your eyes, you envision yourself in the room, and you envision what it feels like to win. How do you want people to look at you? How do you want people to receive you? What kind of message do you want to give? And being able to look forward to come back was really helpful and really useful in that pitch. So yes, confidence, body language, eye contact, it's all really, really important for a successful pitch. And thirdly, let your passion shine through. As I said before, I didn't initially win, but the audience saw my passion and I ended up winning something, at least in my first pitch. So yeah, make sure that you are passionate. Nobody knows your business. Nobody knows your business model better than you. And so let that shine. Be excited about your business and let that shine through. So those are some of the softer skills. I guess you're probably wondering, if you've never pitched before, what should I be putting inside my pitch? I think different people have different things that they put in, and they'll have like a different order in which they should go depending on, the type of business that you have. But I think it's important to make sure that these 4 things are definitely within your pitch. And the first one would be to have a clear value proposition. I remember this lovely gentleman, I don't remember your name, but you did say about the value proposition and making sure that that was clear. So what problem are you solving? Is there a market need? How is your product unique? Next is your market analysis and your research, making sure that you know more about your target audience, making sure that you know about the industry trends, how much the market is worth. That kind of thing is really important because you probably get asked these questions if they're not on the slide. So you need to know the industry in and out and make sure that you are showing that you've done a complete market analysis, because the truth is, investors want to know, is this something that's actually investable? Is there a big enough market for it? Are we going to make money? The ask. Now, I never realized the importance of an ask before like all of this, but what exactly do you want? Is it money that you're looking for? And doesn't necessarily have to be money, but if it is, how much are you looking for? Is it the fact that you want some connections? Are you looking for connections? Are you actually looking for people to network with? Are you looking for people to add to your board of directors? Is it an introduction? Say it. Say it. Be clear and be very obvious with the ask, because there's no point in giving a pitch and there's nothing at the end of it. Like, there's no okay, that's a great business idea. I don't even know what she wants, Have a solid ask whenever you're pitching. And also have supporting evidence. So in the form of like data, stats, case studies, testimonials, not just for social media, but also for pitching as well. It's super, super important to make sure that you have some feedback and some customer feedback to relay, to show that, yeah, actually, I've got great customers. I've got a really strong support from like my super users and my customers there. So make sure you've got some evidence of that. Now, I wanted to talk to you about some alternative funding examples. Starting out in my journey, I thought the only way to get money was to raise money from venture capital or from giving away equity in your business. Thank you, Dragon's Den. And I obviously know what the stats are. See, myself and Holly were talking about it this morning, or was it Manira? We were talking about the fact that VC, the stats for Black women are like less than 0.001%. And you just go in as a business and you think, well, I'm up against like, it's very, very difficult, not impossible, but it's very difficult to raise any type of funding. So you'll go in and you'll just already think, oh, the odds are already against me. And I think it's important to know that VC and angel investment is not the only way to raise capital for your business. If you're in that stage of wanting to grow, you've done all the bootstrapping, you've done all the friends and family, and you're actually in a position where you want to grow, there are other ways to do that. The first one is crowdfunding. Now, this is where you get a group of people together and they all give a bit of money towards your business. And this can be equity, but you can also give away product in exchange. It does not have to be giving away a small portion of your business. So do some research and make sure that you're finding out more about the different types of platforms, how much they're taking, if it's equity based or not. They do, all of these have pros and cons, so please do your research. But one of the pros is that you have an access to a really wide pool of investors, but it can be highly competitive and you do need to have done a really compelling campaign. Now, I put this on there. I did have a Kickstarter crowdfunder that I didn't quite meet the target, but I got some amazing feedback, met some amazing investors who were really interested in the business. But I didn't realize it took so much to actually have a successful crowdfunder. So please, please, please do your research. Don't just jump into it. Make sure that you've got everything, like all the research done, and that you have a very compelling campaign. Revenue-based financing. Now, I only found out about this type of financing when I joined my accelerator program. And this essentially is where you give away a portion of your revenue. So an investor will give you some money and they make profit from only when you make profit. And I think it's a really great business model. If you're trying to raise cash, you don't want to give away equity, they make money, you get money, and everyone's happy at the end, as long as you're obviously making sales and making profit. So yeah, I think this is a really good one. You're not giving away equity, as I said. You can have flexible repayments, but one of the cons is that it's a higher cost compared to traditional loans. So again, you have to figure out, is this right for my business? Is this, if you're more of like a product-based business than a service-based business, this might be good, especially if you're expecting some high growth. But again, you have to do your research and find out what's right for you. So business incubators and accelerators. I honestly cannot speak about how amazing some of these are. I've done two. They've both been free, and I think it's been invaluable in terms of when I started business, there was a huge information gap there, information knowledge gap. And I feel like that only really got filled when I did an incubator, and I'm about to finish the accelerator course, because you get access to a huge network of people. You get so much information and from like experts, and sometimes at the end you get an opportunity to pitch, or you get an opportunity to showcase your business in front of investors, which I think is really, really important. The only thing is, it's very, very time consuming. And if you're a solo founder like me, you've got kids, you've got other things, it can take up a lot of your time, and you do have to be committed to it because they'll give you homework, which is good because it's all for your business, but you got to really think about, are you able to commit to that type of model? And the last one is impact investors. Now, you always think of like VCs, well, I don't know, I'll speak for myself, I don't know about anyone else, but you always think, oh my God, VCs are like sharks, like they just give loads of money out and expect something to return back, and they're really like cutthroat and really difficult to get and whatever it is. But there is such thing as impact investors, and what they'll do is they're really passionate about impact-led businesses. So like Learning with Us, for example, that I would say that that's a social, a positive social business. And there are other environmental businesses that focus on impact. And if you can get a impact-driven investor, they will often look for people who are trying to make a positive difference rather than who's going to make the most money. Obviously, every business wants to be profitable, but there are investors out there that actually care about businesses that are making a difference. So look out for some impact investors, because that might be really good. They might have some great connections in the space, and not everyone's out to just, be a shark. Again, there are some cons here. It's limited availability, and some of the criteria can be quite difficult and very, very strict in terms of reporting. But each option has its own benefits and drawbacks, and it's important for you to carefully evaluate your options and choose the best financing option that suits your needs. So don't go after here and say, yeah, well, she said that this will be good for me. No. Let's all do our research. But yeah, just wanted to go over some of these, because I feel like if I knew that right in the beginning of starting, I wouldn't have had to bootstrap as much, or I would have been able to maybe fill that information gap a lot quicker and maybe grow a bit quicker. But I think someone said before, you know what, enjoy the journey, which is amazing. But you also want to make some money and make sure you can pay your rent. So making sure that you're exploring all of the funding options that are out there and not just thinking about VC, I think is super, super important. Okay, if you want to connect, here is me on LinkedIn, and thank you very much for listening today.